Can I really survive on just $1 meals for a whole week? In this epic challenge, I'm putting my taste buds and wallet to the test to see if it's possible to eat for 7 days on a shoestring budget. From breakfast to dinner, I'll be scouring the streets for the cheapest eats and cooking up a storm in the kitchen to make the most of my limited funds. Will I succeed or will I fail miserably? Watch to find out. Join me as I take on the challenge of eating for an entire week on just $1 meals. Eating on a dime is a reality for many people around the world, and I'm excited to explore what it takes to make it work. With the rising cost of living and food prices increasing, it's more important than ever to find ways to eat affordably without sacrificing nutrition or flavor. In this video, I'll be taking on the challenge of eating for an entire week on just $1 meals, and I want to invite you to join me on this journey. One of the biggest misconceptions about eating on a tight budget is that you have to sacrifice nutrition for affordability. But that's simply not true. With a little bit of planning and creativity, it's possible to eat healthy, filling meals that won't break the bank. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. There are definitely some challenges that come with eating on a budget. For one, it can be tough to get enough variety in your diet when you're limited to cheap options. And two, it can be hard to get past the stigma of eating poor people food. Another common misconception is that eating on a budget means sacrificing flavor for cost. But I'm here to tell you that's just not true. With a little bit of spice and creativity, even the cheapest ingredients can be turned into a delicious meal. And let's be real, who says that expensive food is always better? I've had my fair share of overpriced, underwhelming meals at fancy restaurants. It's time to rethink the way we approach food and challenge ourselves to think outside the box. One of the biggest hurdles to eating on a budget is the idea that you have to sacrifice convenience for cost. But I'm here to tell you that's just not true. With a little bit of planning and prep, it's possible to cook healthy, delicious meals that are just as convenient as takeout. When it comes to planning for the week, the key is to think ahead. I started by making a list of all the ingredients I already had at home, and then I made a list of the meals I wanted to make for the week. From there, I was able to make a shopping list that would help me stay on track and on budget. I also made sure to plan out my meals in advance, so I knew exactly what I was making each day. This helped me avoid last-minute takeout orders and stick to my budget. One of the biggest challenges of eating on a budget is finding cheap, healthy ingredients that are also filling. I found that planning my meals around staples like rice, beans, and oats helped me save money without sacrificing nutrition. I also made sure to shop for seasonal produce, which is often cheaper than out-of-season produce. And of course, I couldn't resist adding in some frozen veggies to round out my meals. In terms of meal prep, I found that cooking in bulk was a game changer. Not only did it save me time during the week, but it also helped me save money by reducing food waste. I made a big pot of rice on Sunday, and then used it throughout the week in different meals. I also made a big batch of black beans, which became the base for many of my meals. By cooking in bulk, I was able to save time, money, and reduce my environmental impact. So, how did it go? Was I able to stick to my budget and eat healthy, filling meals for an entire week? The answer is yes. I was surprised by how easy it was to make the transition to eating on a budget. Of course, there were some challenges along the way, but I was able to overcome them with a little bit of creativity and planning. One of the biggest surprises for me was how much I enjoyed the process of cooking and experimenting with new recipes. It was a fun challenge that really pushed me outside of my comfort zone. In terms of cost, I was surprised by how much money I was able to save by eating on a budget. By planning my meals and shopping for cheap ingredients, I was able to cut my food budget in half. And the best part is, I didn't have to sacrifice nutrition or flavor to do it. The meals I made were not only delicious, but they were also healthy and filling. I was able to stick to my budget and eat well, and that's a win in my book. So, what did I learn from this experience? First, I learned that eating on a budget is not only possible, but it's also empowering. By taking control of my food budget, I was able to save money, eat healthy, and have fun doing it. I also learned that planning and prep are key to making it work. By thinking ahead and cooking in bulk, I was able to save time and money, and reduce my environmental impact. In conclusion, eating on a budget is not only possible, but it's also a powerful way to take control of your finances and your health. By planning ahead, shopping smart, and cooking with creativity, you can eat healthy, delicious meals that won't break the bank. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I hope you learned something new along the way. If you have any budget meal ideas, be sure to share them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about meal prep and budgeting tips, be sure to check out my next video.